Welcome to another episode of the House of Genes podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Guzman, head of performance for 3x4 Genetics, and we've got one of my good friends, Brian Mazza. Here we go. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
We're in TST right now.
We are.
In North Carolina. It's hot outside.
And we're having a lot of fun.
We're having a lot of fun.
You put on a good warm-up today.
The warm-up was good today?
My hips felt like they had a little WD-40 on them.
There we go.
So that's all that matters.
We got to activate the core before we get some mobilization in there, so it was good. We got some good buddies in this team. You, Jeff, Breck. I feel like you and Zat,
Love
future
Zat.
best friends.
He's my boy.
Yeah.
I had a good time with him 2 years ago here.
Oh, you already played with him before?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know a lot of guys from the team. Yeah. Fosse's here.
Fosse, Derek, all the arena boys.
The arena boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just got to kind of group them all into one. They can ball. We watched them today.
They are very good.
That was exciting. I want to talk about a little bit of footy, a little bit of high performance.
Sure.
You are Mr. High Performance. So that's cool too.
Be.
Trying. I think you do a good job. But right now, you are a director of a club, which we're going to get to. But let's talk about your playing career. You started playing at a young age.
Playing at a young age.
Why did you get into footy?
I played everything. So I played footy, I played ice hockey, I played baseball, I played basketball. So I played all different sports. I was a very good athlete growing up. And my parents signed me up for everything. And I was excelling in most of those sports. So I just stuck with them until I had to make a decision about where I was going to take this for college.
So when did you start to specialize? A lot of parents have that question.
I started to specialize probably around 14.
Okay. So you played a bunch of sports.
So I played varsity soccer in 8th grade, varsity ice hockey in 8th grade, varsity baseball in 9th grade. So I was doing very well in all of those. And then my club soccer coach at FC Westchester was like, you have to pick. Like, what are you doing? So I was like, you know what? I love you and I love soccer. So let's commit there. And then
so you had a really good coach that you liked as well.
I loved him. Sean Kenny. Yeah.
What was it about the coach?
I think the coach. So now as a director and a coach, I can see now how well he did it. You can't coach all kids the same way, right? Everyone has to be specialized differently and talk to differently. And you have to know how to pull each kid in, and you can be a little rough with some kids, and you have to coddle some kids. And he did a really good job of showing me that he loved me and cared about me. And I would still to this day, when I see him, I give him the biggest hug, and I'd take a bullet for him and run through a wall now. And he just made me believe in myself more than anybody. So playing for him in the 88th minute, tracking back, I would have, tore hamstrings, groins, anything, whatever it took to get back for him. And other coaches, maybe I wouldn't have. So for him, he did a really good job of coaching everyone differently, individually, but as a whole collective, there was one main theme.
What did you prefer as a player? Did you like the tough love, like be on top, or were you more
I needed to be coddled. I needed to be loved. I needed to be told I was the best. Always.
And then you could accept the
And then I would, yes, exactly. And you could still do that by telling players you're not doing good enough and you need to work harder, but in a softer way.
Yeah, sure.
So like, for instance, my older son, Leo, for him, he responds when I'm tough on him. So I could be really rough on him in the game. And you could tell the way I talk to him is way differently than I talk to any other player.
So let's talk about that for a second. Coaching your son. Yeah. There's a lot of parents out there that end up coaching. They coach their kids, whether they're volunteer or they actually know the game.
Sure. Well, there's a lot of parents that coach that don't know the game.
Yeah, they're just good volunteers.
Correct. But that's at the rec level, right? So now we're at the pre-academy level. They're still U9 and young babies, but you still need to know what you're doing.
So coaching your son, though, what is that like?
So I had a very early conversation with him when he didn't know how to really play, but wanted to get into it. And I said, I can help you do this. And he was very young, but he understood this. And I said, there's going to be a line where I'm going to be daddy and I'm going to be coach. And I will tell you when I'm going to be daddy and I'm going to tell you when I'm going to be coach. Yeah. And he understands that. So I speak to him in two different voices, basically two different tones of what I need. And you've coached him
for a while now.
I've coached him for a while now. He'll bark back at me certain times on the field in a way that I know he's getting it, not like disrespectfully.
Yeah.
But he'll let me know, like, I got it.
Yeah. You were telling about the last game.
Yeah. So like,
get back. He's like, I know.
Yeah. I was like, get back. He's like, I know. And he's tracking back. But recently there's been parents on other teams that come up to me and said, your son did not, or that number 16, which he is, did not stop running. And I think for him, he needs to understand that the sport that we play is all about what you can endure the whole game, how fit you can be. How can you outlast your opponent?
Yeah.
That's the main thing, right? If you can just run and run and run and run and be skillful, you're not going to be tired. And you're going to be able to be in those tricky situations where the mental fatigue doesn't overtake.
Yeah.
He gets it, but my younger son, I can't coach.
He's a baller, by the way.
He is a baller, but I can't even tell him his shoes are untied. He'll quit.
Yeah.
So and he tells me, he's like, just watch me. I just want you to watch me. So I don't even have to say anything to him. Like with Leo, I've had to tell him over time to track back and to do certain things. Now he gets it. But with Luke, I just let him go, be free.
Yeah.
And he wants the ball every second. He goes to get the ball. You know, they're different athletes.
Yeah, sure.
So when I saw Luke gravitating towards the ball all the time and wanting to dictate things and tell players where to go without ever being coached, I said to my dad and my wife, I was like, he's going to be fine. Like, let's just let him.
Yeah, we know.
Let him figure it out.
So,
but I hope he gets a good coach that's going to understand that.
Well, that was the next question. Will you coach him as well?
I would step in if I don't feel like.
And you'll coach 2 teams.
And I would probably coach 2 teams.
Yeah. There you go. Full-time coach.
But he's 7 and he's 6 right now, and he'll be playing U9 next year.
Okay. Yeah. He's getting more competitive too.
Yeah.
One thing here's my experience. So I coach my daughter as well. I coach one of my 2 sons. The other one's too little to play yet. But one thing that I think parents miss a huge opportunity is always talk about the car drive home. That's a big one. If the kids, maybe they have a bad game or whatever it is, they have a great game. What is your car ride home like? I think that's such a valuable time for a coach, parent, son, daughter. How do you approach that time?
So I usually don't talk about the game.
No game.
That's when I do dad.
Yeah.
That's when I'm in dad mode.
Mm-hmm.
Good job today. Good effort. What do you want to eat? What do we got going on the rest of the weekend?
Yeah.
And just show him the unconditional love.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like is the key thing. And then I find he will gravitate towards me throughout the day to talk about the game. So when he starts
you let him come to you.
So when he starts to poke me about it, then I'll start being like, well, I think you should have done this a little better. You did that really well. And then he will grab me. Let's do that in the backyard. So he's now in the routine of I don't have to ask him to go outside anymore, or I never really did, but like he's really aggressive with wanting the feedback. But after the game, I don't give it to him. I mean, what's the point, right? It's like,
well, I think a lot of parents make that mistake.
That's the tricky part of coaching U9, U8, U10 players is when you don't know what you're getting every day with these kids. You don't know what the conversations they're having with their parents pregame. You don't know what they ate pregame. You don't know. You can't control anything. So you don't know what you're getting at all, right? And then you have to kind of gauge it, where these kids are spacing out, what's going on at home, how is that? And I try to talk to every kid individually throughout practice. Like if you were to come to a practice, you'll see me. I always pull the kids aside one-on-one and put my arm around them and joke with them and walk around. But I'm really fishing information out of them. How's mom and dad? How's school? How are your brother and sister doing? You know, I know your brother plays for NYCFC. How's you going to the games?
Yeah.
So I try to talk to them, and then I can kind of feel like if there's tension at home prior to the game and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I could say, okay, to my other coach, Wes, like maybe we shouldn't put him in this position. Maybe don't start him. Let's put this kid in.
Yeah.
So I try to track all these kids throughout the week. Emotionally.
Man, that's tough. So most parents.
But I put like a dad hat on with these kids too, because they know I'm Leo's dad and the coach.
I think it's a really tough line to walk through. You know, obviously you do it really well, but I know how that goes where there's those times. So like a couple weeks ago, my daughter gets fouled really bad in practice. And my instinct right there is make sure my baby's okay. You know, I can see her like she's got that look. But I verbally tell her, hey, you're okay. You got this. And then I'll pull her aside and make sure she's okay. But I think that's a tough thing to do. What do you do when Leo gets knocked? Because I've seen some of these games you've shown me.
Yeah, I mean,
he gets destroyed. You know?
He took a ball in the face this weekend. He looked at me and I'm like, you're fine.
Yeah.
You know, my wife's on the sideline like pacing, freaking out a little bit. But I know when he's hurt and when he's not hurt.
Yeah.
So he broke his wrist this year.
Oh, yeah.
He got hit and he fell backwards
Mm-hmm.
and he broke his wrist. And that's the way he looked after it and the way he ran towards me.
Yeah.
I knew he broke his wrist.
Yeah.
I was
He
like,
was
let's
in
go.
pain.
Like when we left, I left the game. But if he gets tackled hard or takes the ball in the face or gets fouled, you know, I'm not sorry for him.
Yeah.
I let him know, dude, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Get up. You know, and I think I'm building a very resilient kid because he knows that I'll die for him, you know,
Yeah,
at the
of
end of the
course.
day. But he knows he has a job to do.
Yeah.
He's got to be a good teammate. He's got to be a good friend. You know, he's got to perform for himself also.
Yeah.
I'm starting to teach him really how to love himself and fall in love with himself in that process of doing so on the field.
I mean, I get as a friend, I know stuff, but also on the social media side, you're sharing training and stuff like that. One thing I thought was really cool was this mile setup you did with him.
Yeah.
The first one was not great, right? Meaning like he was struggling. He was kind of like, I don't know if I can do this. And you still got him to get it through. But by the end of, was that last summer?
Yeah. It's been a year. So I make the kids do a mile test 4 times a year on our team.
Yeah. So we saw the progression where he's running with, he was still tired.
He's running 6:29
and he improved
now.
his time.
Yeah. By
It's huge.
over a minute. A lot of the kids did. And you know, I think as a director and as a coach, and I think this weekend kind of everything came full circle with the families.
Oh, cool.
Because we made it to the finals of probably the best youth soccer tournament in the country during Memorial Day weekend in our group. The kids had a battle. The kids had a fight. And the main theme this tournament was family. And I said, guys, these are the moments where you're going to build your best friends and you guys are going to fight together. You're going to learn how to treat each other kind. You're going to say positive things to each other. Like this is the theme all weekend. I'm telling you, it's going to build.
Yeah.
And you're going to track back a little harder for each other and you're going to fight a little harder for each other. And when times are bad, you have to show up. When times are good, you have to show up. Like all of these, you know, kind of themes for them. And at the beginning of the year, when I took over as a director, I set a very high standard for the families and made them check their pantries and said, guys, you can't demand your kids to do really well on the field if they're going to bed late and you're demanding them to perform at a high level if you're not in shape and you're not performing at a high level personally.
Oh, you went
and
deep
I
into
went
the whole
deep on the
family.
parents. I said, it's not on the kids, it's on you. You have to feed your kids properly. You have to hydrate your kids properly. Don't scream at them on Saturday knowing that they went to bed at 10:30 at night when we have a morning game and they're eating crappy food. That's on you. It's not on the kids. So I think I divided the camp really early. And I was fine with dividing the parent camp. And I know for a fact that people were writing emails about me and not happy with me as a director because I was taking it too seriously. But I think this past weekend, you know, I took all the parents and the kids out to dinner Saturday night at True Food Kitchen. And a parent stood up and said, when you first took over, we were really nervous and scared and we thought it was too intense and we didn't know what was going to happen if we were going to stay. And we're so happy we stayed because we see my kid improving in all areas of his life because there's structure, there's discipline. He's starting to believe in himself. His mile time got better. He's proud of the effort. And I think that's the disconnect with youth sports. It's so focused on winning and focused on the rankings at U9 and U10 and all that stuff. And that's fine to talk about it. But the main pillar for these kids is confidence. And the main pillar is learning how to be a winner as a human being.
Yeah.
And that's how to show up. That's how to give your best effort. That's how to be a good teammate, a good friend, a good partner, a good brother and a good sister. You can learn all those skills on the field. The field replicates life, in my opinion. Like the semifinal game against our biggest rivals, we're up 1-0. They come back, it's 3-1 at halftime. The kids are crying. They're upset. And, you know, Leo's looking at me like he's tired. And I had a really candid conversation with Leo in front of the whole team and said, no one cares you're tired. I don't care that you're tired. Your parents don't care that you're tired. To him, mommy doesn't care that you're tired, dude. You have to find it in yourself to dig deep. What does he do? Bangs a brace. Screaming at me, scoring a goal. You know?
Yeah.
Like, ah! So I think, you know, you have to let these kids believe in themselves. Show them how to believe in themselves. Yeah. Because they're going to be better people, better citizens for our country growing up. All these kids aren't going to go play pro.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
Right. Is that opportunity in their brain to think, okay, everything's on me.
Yeah.
They have your support, your love, everything like that.
Yeah.
But they've got to take action.
They have to take action. Step. And at U9, you can start developing those habits with the kids. Yeah. You know, they need to start developing those winning habits as a person.
I mean, you're talking about the habits off the field so they can be successful when they come to training.
Yes,
the right
because
stuff in the games.
yes, because the field will teach you. You'll face adversity in the field like we did this weekend. You're down and we come back and win 5-4.
Yep.
Right. So you go through that roller coaster. So it could be comparable to you not having a good day at your job. You're in traffic coming home. You're late for something. Your spouse is upset. How do you deal with it?
Like you said, how do you show up?
How do you show up? Right.
Yeah.
Yes, times are I've lost way more than I've won in my life. Right.
Mhm.
But when you're losing, I'll never be a loser because I'm constantly showing back up.
Yeah.
And then those wins compound. And then you have 2 or 3 major victories and you're on a roll.
When you said that, I just thought about, have you ever heard the stats with Roger Federer?
Yeah,
like
of
he
course.
lost more than 50% of his.
And arguably the
right?
best player of all time.
Yeah. But he's like, I continue to show up and do the right things and stay committed to the process. I mean, plenty of athletes have talked about that. I mean, baseball, if you're hitting whatever it is, your batting average is 300 plus, you're Hall of Famer.
Yep.
Right. You've talked a lot about the training process with your kids. I think it's a good segue to talk about 3x4. You did the test a while back.
I did.
I don't remember who introduced. Someone introduced it and said, hey, this guy really cares about health. Let's talk. Talked on the phone. Within 2 minutes, you're like, send it to me. Like, let's do this thing. But then after that, you had your kids do it. Your wife did it. How does 3x4 play into your training process? How did it bring awareness to certain
I
things?
think you can have the mindset of trying to be a winner, right? You can show up every single day, but also you need to start looking under the hood for getting information on how to optimize your strengths and how to fix your weaknesses. And, I thought it was really cool putting me aside, but learning more about my kids and how they operate and seeing under their hood and seeing what's going to make them kind of perform at a more elite level and what's holding them back. So I think as parents too, right? It's how are we feeding our kids? What's going on in our homes? What's the environment like?
Yeah.
Right? What are we doing? How do we know how Leo and Luke operate inside their body? And what's going to make them tick, right? And be more explosive or be healthier or less, or injury prevention and all of these things. So we know, like, I think on Leo's is that his recovery is a bit slower, especially with mine, like same thing as mine.
Yeah.
All right. So what can we do with Leo? What foods can we give Leo? What protocols can we give Leo, even at a U9 level, that will impact him for the next day? So like this weekend, we had 5 games in 3 days. That's a lot for even a 9-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Right. So it's okay. What are we doing after each game? What is he eating after each game?
So you helped use the test to create these mini recovery protocols.
Yeah, these mini protocols in there. And, you need to eat this before the game.
Yep.
Your body responds really well to this.
So he's putting those, and now he's probably learning as well.
He doesn't really get it, but like for us, I know I'm setting him up to be the most successful athlete.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Instead of, dude, eat the chicken fingers and the fries.
It's that easy to make that decision too.
And
It's like, hey, let's just go to wherever this restaurant is.
I mean, you think about it, when you go to these youth soccer tournaments, right? Games are back to back, or you're staying at hotels and you're in unfamiliar locations and whatever. The food is terrible.
Yeah.
Right? The environments are terrible. So what can we do to amplify his positive things going on in his body and kind of negate all the negative stuff holding him back? So you can pre-plan.
We're at TST now. I've done a ton of HPLTs with you.
Yep.
Anytime I'm with you somewhere, we're going to some store to go get Greek yogurt, berries, maybe some protein drinks.
Maybe Chipotle.
Chipotle if we need it there. Shout out Liv. We had a good Chipotle last night. It's these things where you're basically saying, when I'm not at home, which happens in youth soccer all the time, how can I set up my environment? I went to Jeff's room.
Yeah.
His room was like a mini Whole Foods.
It's crazy.
I'm going to go shopping there later,
Yeah.
but that stuff is great. So I think setting up the environment is super helpful too. Let's shift real quick. You, like you said, you were a grinder. You played college soccer at a high level. In college, you're in that point now where you've gone away from home and you're making all your own decisions. So if you didn't have the environment growing up, you're just a baller and you went to the university or college or wherever. Now you're like, I've got to make my own decisions. Do you think people in college are ready for this, for 3x4? Because the pros is like, hey, I've got the money. But
I think now they are, because the landscape has totally changed. When I went to school, it was still the wild, wild west, and we're on really small budgets. And if I showed you what we ate on the road, or we had $4 a meal, right? Like
$4 a meal.
Like when you're stopping at the rest stops, driving from say St. Joe's back to Rhode Island, you're getting McDonald's.
Yeah.
Now I think with the way that youth sports have accelerated in all areas, right? It's kind of wild from tracking to, I mean, I track Leo's miles per game. We track how many times he touches the ball at U9,
Yeah.
right? It's kind of crazy.
I know.
I know his top speed per game, right? Because he wears the tracker on his back of his neck. You know, he's running 5 miles a game in a 50-minute game at U9.
It's a lot. Yeah. He's always running. He's an engine.
Right. So, I think now since 9-year-olds are starting this process, when you're in MLS Next or you're going to a big D1 school, you're a really big commodity for them.
Yeah.
So they should be testing them, and kids are more aware with social media and podcasts. And we didn't have that stuff growing up. I didn't have that stuff in college.
No, not at all.
I mean, I got Facebook my junior year. They have the options now, and kids are more inquisitive, and kids want to know about performance, and kids are drinking less in college, and they're treating themselves more as athletes. And I think this is a really, really smart test for clubs to invest in. I even want my club to invest in this for the youth level.
Yeah, for sure. Because
Yeah.
you understand that foundation. One thing I want to ask you, because you go deeper than the average person. I think you're a good role model for a lot of people.
Thank you.
Shout out to you. Is you've done some other stuff. You know, I mean, I know you do blood testing. You think that's important. You do other testing. How does that fit into this? Because sometimes people see a genetic test, and they're like, well, I already do blood testing, or I'm getting stem cells, or whatever other IV therapy.
Yeah, but I mean,
Because you simplify it really well.
Yeah, there's tests for everything, right? And, you know, I did Biograph. I did that whole cancer scan and finding out the cognitive, what's going on in my brain, how my brain is doing. And
you went to Origin. Shout out to our
I went
boy
to
Tony.
Origins and did stem cells. And Jeff thought I was doing Botox on my face, but it's not true.
Stem cell, Jeff.
Right. So I think there's a time and place for everything, right? And I think if you're able to aggregate all of your information and learn what's really going on with your blood work, with your genes, getting I got stem cells because I had an injury. All of these things are going to play together nice in the sandbox, right? We need more information for longevity. We need more information for preventative care. This is not going to tell me what my cholesterol count is, right? Or my testosterone or whatever, right? Or my blood pressure and stuff like that.
It'll just give you the starting point.
This will give you the starting point, and you can always reference back to it. So, yeah, I think people should get blood work 4 times a year. I think it's really important.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, you know, especially if you have kids and you want to operate at a high level for them.
Yeah, you want to be around for them.
You want to be around for them. You want to perform at a high level. And I think everyone wants to perform at a high level. You don't aesthetically, not everyone is going to be able to achieve certain things.
Yeah.
But I think in the world of performance, why would you not want to feel good? Why would you not want to perform?
I think people just get confused, or they have either too much information or lack of. So I think that's why when I left pro sports and joined 3x4, I like the fact that if someone was on the first day of their health journey, it was like, okay, I know the exact place I should start. And then when it comes to other tests, I can always add that on top, because blood tests, we're going to do the rest of our life.
Sure.
If we do a biome test, all that kind of stuff. So doing genetics gives us the foundation. And I think that's where people can get a lot of support.
For sure. And it's a really easy test to read, which is super cool.
Yeah, it's super easy.
You know, a lot of these tests, like especially when you get your blood work back, it's so confusing.
Yeah.
You know, this was not confusing at all to go on the app and scroll through. And
the app is awesome.
The app is awesome, and it's very user friendly. And especially when I went through it with Leo, you know, you could really see it, and it was really cool.
That's true, especially for the kids to see that.
For the kids to see it, yes, it was
a great point.
Yeah.
I want to segue to our last part. You're obviously, your whole career has kind of shifted to health focus and longevity. You're always trying to seek out what's the next thing, or what are things that have been around for a while and people are missing. If we fast forward in 20, 30 years, when you and I are on the coast of Italy, on the beach, enjoying some pasta, whatever it is, and we think about your legacy, what do you want people to think about with you when they think about Brian?
I love that. Just a good dad. That's all I want to be. It's just a good dad.
That hit me.
That's it. I could care less about anything else. I just want to be a good dad. I want my kids to want to hang out with me when I'm older. Yeah. You know, the other day, Lukey came up to me. He's like, I just want to let you know I love you, dude. Just like that.
He's such a lover. You
know, and for me, I'm like that with my dad. You know, he's my best friend. We talk all the time, and he did everything with me. Everything. Go to the store. Come with me. Come with me. Come with me. And I'm like that with my kids. So I just want to be, when I'm in the grave, or if someone's doing a eulogy, all I want them to just say is not about if I made this money or did this or won that or had this or had that. Just he was a good dad. That's it.
Hmm.
That's all I care about.
That's special. I think that's a good way to end it.
Yep.
Appreciate you sharing with
Love
us.
you, buddy.
Love
Let's
you too,
win this
man.
$1 million
We'll
bucks.
do more. Let's get the millie. Come on. Thanks, everyone.